parliament will be women. 24-year-old Noor Titi Han is an aspiring young leader. She was chosen to take part in the WLB training course from Karen State inside Burma, where in the past she's been used as forced labour by the military. Kinyor Paw is also among this new generation of leaders. She works for the Karen Women's Organisation, a WLB member which runs a school for young ethnic Karen women human rights defenders near a remote refugee camp on the Thai-Burma border. 27-year-old Kinyor Paw's family fled Burmese army attacks for the relative safety of the camp some 15 years ago. But while the rest of her family moved to Canada, where they were granted asylum, she chose to stay behind.
Because already a lot of educated people left. And if nobody left behind to help these people, who is going to help them? And that's made me to decide to stay. Even though my family go, I wanted to stay behind and continue to support these people and continue to fight for what I believe is right. Continue to fight for democracy, human rights, to continue to fight for my ethnic rights.
Many of the women Kinyor Paw helps are unaware of these rights and have suffered horrific abuses at the hands of the military. Women like Paw Mu, who walked through the jungle for a month after fleeing repeated attacks at a makeshift camp for internally displaced people inside Burma. High in the misty mountains of far north Thailand, Cham Tong works with the Shan Women's Network, another WLB member, campaigning on behalf of ethnic Shan migrant and refugee women who've been victims of sexual assault. She was just 21 when she stood nervously before a meeting of the UN Human Rights Commission to present her shocking report documenting the systematic use of rape as a weapon of war against hundreds of ethnic women, an abuse the military continues to use to terrorize communities. Cham Tong and the WLB collect first-hand accounts of rape. They counsel the victims and bring this atrocity to the world's attention. She encouraged this woman, who was raped by 2 soldiers in 2003, to tell her story.
These are the women who refuse to be victims. They are actually they are the human rights defenders who stand up and speak and refuse to be victims. And for us, these are the brave women, and these are the real, the people who make us, continue to do our work.
The world witnessed the increasing role of women in the democracy movement when many joined monk-led protests in September 2007, in country-wide rallies resulting after the junta imposed dramatic increases on fuel prices, sparking severe hardship. These were the biggest protests since the 1988 uprising.
Fantastic. I think, that we ought to celebrate the incredible courage of our sisters and brothers in Burma.
But the demonstrations were again met with violence. Scores were injured, many went into hiding, while others, including women, have since been given severe prison terms. The WLB is pressing for the urgent release of women political prisoners, including prominent activist Neela Then, who was sentenced to 65 years in prison.
I see these women political prisoners in Burma are really heroing. They really sacrifice their life, and because the fight against the SPTC is really tough, and it really needs really great courage.
I think in general the people of Burma are afraid. There is a climate of fear. But within this climate of fear, I am very proud to say that there are many, many brave people. And the brave people are not those who don't know fear, who are afraid, but who carry on in spite of their fear.
They also carry on, knowing their quest for freedom is far from over.
Aung San Suu Kyi and the people of Burma have been at the front lines of the battle between liberty and tyranny for 2 decades, and still the military generals and government thugs show no signs of relinquishing their repressive control. But thanks to the many people who risked their lives to stand up to the junta, to speak out and to campaign for human rights despite immense personal risk, the struggle for peaceful democratic change in their homeland continues. It is our responsibility and our privilege to stand with them.